Hi guys, this is Professor ReyDev and would like to highlight issues or topics about human capital management. Ever since we have the human resource management, a course or a practice application, but still, when I was taking up my OD course in De La Salle College of St. Benil, I encountered this subject that they are offering the course in human capital management, thinking they have taught us about human resources management. Now, what is human capital management? And I would like to highlight to you the concept of human capital and the importance of human capital measurement and the characteristics of human capital and the reasons for interest in human capital, especially OD practitioner and HR manager. What is the importance of human capital in the organization? Usually they call it people management. That the human capital is concerned with measurement, but measurement with a purpose. The defining characteristics of human capital management is the use of metrics in guiding and managing people that consider them as assets of the organization. And human capital management emphasizes that competitive advantage is achieved by investing in those assets through employee engagement, talent management, and learning and development. Human capital represents the human factor in the organization. The human capital is the combined intelligence, skills, and expertise that give the organization its distinctive character. So the distinctive character of an organization depends on its people. Human capital management is concerned with collecting and analyzing data that inform the direction of the value-adding people, how to manage them, the strategies to maintain or retain them, and the investment required. And this decision should start from the corporate level. Sustainable competitive advantages is attained when the firm has a pool of human capital that cannot be imitated or substituted by its rival. And I would like to cite the author Baccalaureate, year 1996. I would like to cite sustainable competitive advantages of an organization is attained when the firm has a pool of human capital that cannot be imitated or substituted by its rival. Therefore, if you have the human capital, this is your competitive advantage against the competition. To add up, the human capital theory believes that the added value that people can contribute to an organization is emphasized by human capital. It regards people as assets and stresses that investment by an organization in people will generate worthwhile return. So company should invest in people, empowering them, training them, and through talent management. I think onboarding is also a part of human capital. Each individual's employees' human capital generate, retain, and use knowledge and skill and create intellectual capital. I would like to cite the author Schultz, 1961. I would like to recite that individuals generate, retain, and use knowledge and skills and create intellectual capital. And those intellectual capital, therefore, their knowledge is enhanced by interaction between them or among them. So it's now focused on intellectual and social capitals. And these social capitals generates the institutionalized knowledge possessed by an organization. Consider all human abilities to be either innate or acquired. All individuals, they have innate or acquired intelligence, attributes which are valuable and can be augmented by appropriate investment with human capital. The human capital of the organization are those that are capable of learning, changing, innovating, and providing the creative thrust which, if properly motivated, can ensure the long-term survival of the organization. Human capital is viewed as a bridging concept between HR practices and business performance in terms of assets rather than business processes. Human capital is a non-standardized and dynamic context dependent and embodied in people. These characteristics make it difficult to evaluate human capital, bearing in mind that the features of human capital that are so crucial to the firm performance are the flexibility and creativity of individuals, their ability to develop skills over time, and to respond in a motivated way to different contexts. Human capital, indeed, the knowledge, skills, and abilities of individuals can create value, which is why the focus has to be on means of attracting, retaining, developing, and maintaining the human capital they represent. To cite with the author Davenport, year 1999. As I said, people possess innate abilities, behaviors, and personal energy, and these elements make up the human capital they bring to their work. And it is the employees, the people, not the employers or the owner of the company who owns this capital. And this human capital or asset can decide when, how, and where will they contribute it, their knowledge and skill, whether they contribute it or not, and we do not know when, and they control also their decision when to leave the company or if they're going to still work with the company. In other words, they can make choices. Work is a two-way exchange of value, not a one-way exploitation of an asset by its owner. Therefore, the two-way exchange of value is the human capital works for the company and a significant contributor. And the value given by the owner of the company or the management is the salary and benefits that the human capital receive from them. So this is a two-way exchange of value. The choices they make include how much discretionary behavior they are prepared to exercise in carrying out their role and amount of effort, innovation, and productive behavior they display. They can also choose to remain with the organization. I think the best part or the best task that the HR manager can do is first identify people who are potential to be converted into human capital. Second, provide learning and development and how to motivate this human capital in order to retain them. Retention is the best key performance indicator. The number of retained human capital versus the total number of human resources in the organization. The constituents of human capital. This, as I had mentioned, there are three factors consist of human capital: intellectual capital, social capital, and organizational capital. The intellectual capital, this is the stocks and flows of knowledge available to an organization. And this includes both tangible and intangible resources as the factors other than financial and physical assets that contribute to the value generating processes of the firm. Again, I would like to cite that the intellectual capital includes both tangible and intangible resources, physical, financial, that contribute to the value generating processes of a firm. Therefore, you have good human resources, you have human capital, and you have the value added processes of a firm. The social capital is a knowledge derived from networks of relationship within and outside the organization. This is the features of social life, networks, norms, and trust that enable participants to act together more effectively to pursue shared objective. This is now the social capital, that there are shared objectives among networks and people they deal with. That is why in which knowledge is developed through interaction between people. Organizational capital is the institutionalized knowledge possessed by an organization stored in databases and manual. Organizational capital is the existing procedure, existing process, often called structural capital, as per the author Ed Vinson and Malone, year 1997. Real transformation takes time. Most people won't go on the long march unless they see compelling evidence within 6 to 18 months. So, guys, I would like to summarize about the human capital. Sometimes they call it people management. Invest in people in order to have a competitive advantage against your rivals or competitors. The human capital management, the job of the HR manager as well as the corporate level decision maker, is to convert the human resources into human capital. It means that human capital is a significant contributor to the success of the organization. If you can develop your human resources into human capital, you have a great advantage against your rivals, because the talent, the knowledge, the skills that they have cannot be imitated or copied by your rivals. People is your best tool to beat your competitor. Don't rely too much on your financial asset. Don't rely too much on your existing procedures, existing manuals in your databases. Depend on your people, and they will improve even processes, and they will revise even your manuals, even your procedures. People is the best asset of an organization. I hope I have delivered it well. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye-bye.